Welcome to another episode of Oatmeal Live. We're gonna go over a transcript, the subtitles that YouTube made for yesterday's stream. It started yesterday and went on into the morning, my time, and it was almost 6 hours. And I'm just gonna go over it quickly. Now remember, it has typos as usual, and without going um, over my entire bio and properly introducing myself, which I never do anyways. I always try, but I never do. I'm just gonna go over this the transcript for my last not my last but my last main stream that YouTube made. YouTube makes this. It's not really um, good. It's not perfect. Has a lot of typos, and YouTube making typos, or is it me? Because I can't talk that well and stuff, and so then YouTube doesn't know how to translate it into English because all it hears is mumbling, which is true. So I'm gonna read this quickly, go over it. Doesn't really matter, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I probably shouldn't be doing this, but I'm gonna do it. It says, welcome to another episode of Oatmeal Live. And been doing this since like 95, alive since 85. Skipping ahead, singing a song, Take Me Away. Take me away. And going to the next paragraph. There's a thing about my finger because I was working on photo albums, not Jessica Alba, but photo albums. Calvin and Hobbes, stuck on TikTok. By the way, just for the record, some of this are some of this is me quoting other people. I just gotta say that for the record. So it's not actually me saying some of this stuff. I'm just reading stuff. So going down, the zoo is here. Going down, something about an Emmy, winning an Emmy and the Tony Award and the Golden Globes, and my grandma being from Miami, living in Miami, shortly for a short time. I mean, oh man. Anyways, I missing the trolls again as usual, and going down. Eyebrows. I got eyebrows, and been doing this over 30 years. And what does that mean? So it means I have thousands of hours of content. For example, thousands of hours, but most of it is badly done. They deleted my over 20,000 videos, for example. By the way, in case you're wondering, they deleted over 20,000 videos, for the record, as of 2025. Just for the record, Now, like I said, for the record, as I've said for many, many years, again and again, thousands of hours of content, most of it badly done. So it doesn't really matter. Like, if they're deleting my stuff or whatever happens, it's bad because they're doing it. But that doesn't mean that my stuff is good. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to say, oh, my stuff is so good. I'm saying they did bad thing. That doesn't mean that I'm perfect. Doesn't mean that my stuff is so great. And I've said that already many times on all the websites. So many times for so many years. I say it, but the trolls will always try to say the opposite and try to say that I don't say that. But I said it. I've already said it many times. So 20,000 videos I lost, they deleted. Uploaded over 30,000 videos as of 2025 last year. So there's a lot of stuff, not just videos, but also articles and photos and comments and so on and so forth. That is part of the context. That is part of the context. And the trolls and the haters are not going to tell you this, and they're always going to laugh and stuff as they do, as they usually do for years, for decades online since 2009, or longer. They don't want you to know about the context, which is a lot. I'm not saying it matters. Well, actually, it might matter a little bit. It might matter. It might. A little bit. Continuing. Scooby-Doo. Scrolling down. What else do I say? People on TikTok mention the headphones that I got at Walmart. Miami again. Brain t-shirts. Scrolling down, there's the transcript of the previous 6-hour stream I did on YouTube and TikTok last night. Nobody knows. Time's up. Streaming on YouTube and TikTok, and I'm mumbling. Anybody join my Discord? No, probably not. Scrolling down. And then there was a thing about Fortnite. I forgot exactly what it was. Was that something like full box or something? But then the transcript is wrong. YouTube got it wrong. And then I talked to Gemini a little bit, and I talk about my parents, Austin Powers, Harry Potter, Napoleon Dynamite, and so on and so forth. I talk about getting banned. I talked about getting banned sometimes over the years since at least 2010 or longer. And scrolling down, I talk about my autobiography a little bit. Icebreaker and the Tweety Bird. And I talk about things from my life. I got some of this from Gemini, for example. Gemini was outlining my life a little bit. As usual, AI tries to do that with the help of Google and other search engines. And I've done that sometimes over the years. I talk about it and I try to do it. And then I talk about Gemini being broken. Then I talk about Flopper, and I say a few things about Flopper as usual. Remember, there are typos. Like, here's a typo, grok. That's not how you spell grok. But what does Gemini know? Gemini, or not Gemini, YouTube, whoever does the transcripts and subtitles for the YouTube videos. Scrolling down. Scrolling down. Let's see, what are we talking about here? AI. Flopper. Talk about Flopper. I talk about AI. Closed circuit. I'm talking to a dinosaur named Flopper. And scrolling down. I'm talking about my finger again. Photo albums, DVD. Talk about what I do on the farm, on the garden, where I work. Where I work. And I talk about the DVD. And then I talk about 1929. And compared it to now. So I was comparing the 1930s and then 2030s. And the Titanic. And Flopper, I mean the random person who's totally not Flopper, talks about the Dust Bowl, which I never heard of, but it's interesting. Blink, what's that? I don't know. Long ago, like in the 1000s, 1900s, started using internet, back in like 95 or so. Over 30,000 videos. You've not seen all of my stuff. Scrolling down, they deleted over 20,000 videos. So it goes on and on. The backstory, my backstory, 41 years of backstory. And the repost is a shadow. So you gotta understand the backstory, the context. Great Depression, Dust Bowl, AI, China, Trump. I love AI, but the data centers in the land. Amazing content? Hypothetically? Am I educational, comedic, entertaining? I need more feedback. Been doing this 30 years, 40 years, a lot of years. Who knows? Michael Jordan? Wait, did I say Michael Jordan? What did I say? New Zealand? Talking about Flopper? Not Flopper. Totally not Flopper. Can't be Flopper. No way. Even though it's like, looks like Flopper, acts like Flopper. No, nobody knows. I could be totally wrong. Annoying voice. Oh, somebody has that annoying. Uh-oh, coughing. Scrolling down. Press and fit. Not press, but press and fit. Press and fit. Scrolling down. Um, 2013. Some of this stuff started in 2013 or 2009. The trolls and the haters coming at me since 2009 or longer. You know what I'm saying? Uh-oh, more coffee. Uh-oh. I was not expecting that. You're pretending not to be Flopper? Okay, totally not Flopper. Okay. Whopper? No, Flopper. Whopper? Flopper. Oatmeal stream. Most boringest stream in the world. Most boringest streamer in the world. Scrolling down. I got allergies, excuse me. Stuffy nose right now. I apologize. Ariana Grande song. Singing that karaoke a little bit. I do that sometimes. Sabrina Carpenter, Christina Aguilera, Madonna, Britney Spears, Genie in the Bottle. I was comparing Sabrina Carpenter with Christina Aguilera and Bandana, the blonde people, and not Britney Spears, who was blonde, but not just blonde, not as blonde as they were. Madonna, Sabrina, Christina, they were more blonde than Britney. Oh man, coughing, still coughing, huh? Talking about my RAM. Backstory. What else? Somebody named Will. Adam Sandler, comparing myself to Adam. I was singing the Turkey song that I first heard a long time ago. Drew Barrymore. 51 First Dates. Stream of Consciousness. Weird Al. The Duct Tape Show. Did I get to that part yet? Speech therapy. I was talking about doing speech therapy. Robin Williams. Honduras. And what else? And then this is about Flopper. I mean, not Flopper, the other guy, talking about his brother. I apologize for the audio and everything else. It's probably pretty bad. As usual. As usual. A lot of them will stupid, but bad. Not good enough for me. We talk about Allison and Lee. And some of the stuff about her. And the stuff that she did. And so we went over her bio. Because he was in Buffy and How I Met Your Mother. The redhead. He was in American Pie. That's what we were talking about. Because Flopper was talking about how he was into her. And then I was talking about Silo. Oh yeah, he was talking about Tom Green. I used to watch that. And they had their joke about duct tape. Fixing everything. AI, we're talking about AI. And Michael Jordan. As usual, gotta talk about Michael Jordan. And continuing on, what else happened? Oatmeal Joey talking to Cheese on TikTok. As usual, or not. Going down, Asia, debating Asia. And what is Asia? What is India? We're talking about that, debating that as usual. Flopper talking about that. I mean, not Flopper, Aladdin. He was like, that's racist, as usual. Trying to call me racist because he's into that, into calling people racist and stuff. As usual, as you can expect. He's into all that fake news, but he loves it. And so I was talking about America getting bigger or smaller in other countries too, comparing that to the Middle East. I'm suffering from my allergies at the moment. If you cannot tell, I'm suffering from my allergies. Stuffy nose. I apologize. Continuing. Britney Spears? No. British Empire. Wow. Middle East, America, and NPC, and 2,000 years ago. Oh, this is something that Flopper said. I mean, not Flopper. Totally not Flopper. He's like, hey, are you one of those people that believe the Earth is young and not old? And I'm like, I'm just asking questions. I just want to think about it and talk about it. So, some people told you not to jump over the fence. and you just comply. Flopper, I mean not flopper. And you're born a Christian, huh? Flopper, I mean not flopper. Hold on. Let's see. Mistaken. Continuing on. Remember, this probably has a lot of typos and stuff. Sammy on TikTok. Parody. What else? You probably have no idea. You probably have no idea what I'm talking about. Birth of Christ. Oh, that 1000s. I just said the 1000s because I like to say it. I like to say the 1000s and the 1900s. I like to say it because I know that Flopper doesn't like it. 100 rings. I was talking about the dating method. I was like, 100 rings in a tree trunk could represent 100 years. Or it could represent 90 years or 120 years. You don't know because every year is different. If it's a famine or not a famine, if it's a drought, if it's a really good year. It could be 2 rings or 3 rings or no ring, half a ring, 5 rings in any given year. Even if 1 year represents 1 year, 1 ring, 1 year, or not. And I was talking about Hawaii, talking about my life, stuff that I've done. Talking about streaming for many, many hours. I'm talking about the diamonds, 17 diamonds on TikTok. And morons? Your parents are morons? I mean Mormons? Or no, what are you saying to Flopper? What are you saying? I mean not Flopper. Made another video. Jesse. Jackie. Who is that? And other people. Who are the other people? Africa? Hold on. Africa? Roy? Who's Roy? Anybody know who Roy is? Nobody knows. Emu? Remember that? Printer turned off on its own. Randy Hooker. Oh, Jeff Jesus. Oh, some of the people that I'm following. John Campia on YouTube. People I follow. I don't always watch them. Who's Rambo? Nobody knows. I don't know. But he's been around for a while. And continuing. Alex. And Knight and Joey. Really? Discord. Something about Discord. And I said I troll my trolls. And so don't watch my stuff. And what else? Wellington? You're not on Discord? I'm not on Discord because I got banned by the people that don't want me there. It's been a mess, and I've been getting a little bit better, especially since 2017 with a daily blog, a diary, a journal that I publish online, syndicated. You need a ghostwriter? That's the end. That is the end. That is the end. So, only took about 24 minutes. That is the 24-minute recap of an almost hour-long stream. Okay, guys, and I'm going to stop here without trying to talk about everything. I really want to talk about everything more. This is just a recap, and I'll probably do more stuff talking about everything. Until next time.